It was a normal night. One of those forgettable errands you don't even log in your memory. My wife and I needed a few grocery items. Nothing major. Milk, snacks, maybe something sweet. Target, in and out, easy. The parking lot was busy, but not chaotic. As I drove down the first aisle, I spotted it. A couple loading bags into their trunk. That magical moment every driver recognizes. That spot is about to be mine. I slowed. Flipped on my turn signal. Waited patiently. Engine idling, foot on the brake. That's when I heard it. Honk, sharp, aggressive, not a hey, heads up. A move or else honk. I checked my mirror. A Chrysler 300 sat inches from my bumper. Black, glossy, loud. The kind of car that screams, "I'm the main character." He waited maybe 10 seconds, then peeled around me, tires whining, ego blazing. I felt that familiar heat rise in my chest. Really? The parked car finally began backing out, but they turned toward me, forcing me to pause so they wouldn't clip my front end. And that's when it happened. The Chrysler suddenly reversed. Fast. Too fast. The driver floored it. Before I could even turn fully into the space, he slid backward and slammed his car right into it. Perfectly. Deliberately. The driver stared at me through the windshield. No apology, no shrug, just a glare. And the woman in the passenger seat? She looked straight at us and laughed. Not awkward laughter, not nervous laughter. That mean laugh. The kind that says, "We won. What are you gonna do?" I felt my jaw tighten. My hands clenched the steering wheel. But I breathed out. It's not worth it. I drove to the next aisle. Found another spot. Fine. But as my wife and I walked toward the entrance, there they were. The driver, the laughing girl, another guy, and another girl climbing out of the back. All of them loud, confident, untouchable. We reached the carts at the same time. I didn't say a word. I didn't glare. I simply stepped forward, grabbed a cart, and took my sweet, sweet time unhooking it. Metal screeching, chain resisting, seconds ticking by. He stood there, waiting, fuming. Petty? Sure. Satisfying? Absolutely. But that wasn't the revenge. That was just the appetizer. We headed past the registers toward groceries. I noticed them veer off the other way, down the racetrack, past clothing toward the back of the store. Good, I thought. Different paths. End of story. Or so I assumed. About 10 or 15 minutes later, my wife and I turned into the chip aisle. And there they were. The same 4 people, laughing, blocking half the aisle, loud enough to announce their presence. We grabbed our chips and moved on to the next aisle. And that's when I saw it. Their cart. Unattended, parked casually by the end cap, just sitting there. I glanced down. Inside the basket, groceries, snacks, drinks, and then a video game. Locked inside one of those bulky plastic security cases. Right next to it, Valentine's chocolates. Candy. Something clearly meant for later. Something planned. I felt my heartbeat slow. A thought clicked into place. Not rage, not anger, opportunity. I looked at my wife. She raised an eyebrow. I leaned in and whispered, "I'm about to do something incredibly petty." She smirked. Didn't stop me. I reached into their cart, lifted the game, tucked it under my arm. Then I grabbed one of the bags of chocolate. Before walking away, I rustled the remaining items. Just enough so everything still looked full, still normal. If they checked, they'd second-guess themselves. Didn't we grab it? Maybe it's buried. We'll find it later. And if they didn't check, even better. We walked away like nothing happened. Heart pounding now, but not from fear, from anticipation. For the next 5 minutes, we kept shopping. We passed them twice. They never noticed. No frantic scanning, no doubling back toward electronics, nothing. At checkout, fate smiled again. They were right ahead of us at self-checkout, all 4 together, joking, relaxed, no missing game panic. I watched like a scientist observing an experiment. Beep, beep, scan, scan, candy, chips, drinks, no game. They paid, bagged everything, walked out, still laughing. By the time we finished and exited, their car was gone, and I smiled, because I knew what their night was going to look like. I imagined it perfectly. Them getting home, dumping the bags on the counter, ordering pizza, cracking beers. Someone says, "All right, let's fire it up." They search the bags, once, twice. The laughter fades. "Wait, where's the game?" Confusion turns to irritation. Accusations start. "Didn't you grab it?" "No, I thought you did." "Check the car." Nothing. No game. No Valentine's chocolate. Just the slow realization, their entire night, ruined. No yelling, no confrontation, just quiet, creeping regret. All because they couldn't wait their turn in a parking lot. I didn't scream. I didn't argue. I didn't risk my safety. I let karma ride shotgun, and Target did the rest. Sometimes revenge doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to be perfectly timed. If this story made you smile, hit that like button. If you've ever dealt with entitled people who thought they'd won, subscribe for more stories just like this. And tell me in the comments, what's the most petty but satisfying revenge you've ever seen?